We have a salvation in progress.
423.
1015 Edgewood Avenue, Crane.
Well, my name is Bruce Belin. I am pastor of Crane Christian Church, Crane, Missouri, center of the universe. And I'm also a retired police chief and still working in law enforcement. I'm a detective at a sheriff's office in Southwest Missouri. So, a few years ago, we started a recovery meeting at the church because we needed one. The community needed one. And during that, as that was growing, there was a young man that started coming to the church, and his name was Richard, but nobody even knew his name because he called him Thumper. Big guy. And when he first shows up, he's kind of off-putting because he's a big guy, wears flip-flops year-round, okay, T-shirt, long hair, and just in love with Jesus. And the longer I knew him, just as getting to know him, he was a servant. He loved the Lord. And one day, me and him are going somewhere. This was the first time we really got close. We were going somewhere. He says, "Man, I can't hardly stand to ride with you." And I go, "Why?" He said, "Because you drive like a cop." And so we start laughing and fun, and we had a lot of fun together. But then, as we got closer, and I knew he'd been an addict, okay, and I knew he was no longer using drugs, but what I didn't know is where God had brought him from. And this is what I want you to hear today. He was diagnosed with some type of mental illness. He was put on medication. He went from that to treating his own illness with street medication, and found himself living under a bridge, eating out of a garbage can. Abandoned by his family. And I want to tell you what happened is he was radically changed by Jesus. He came into contact with someone who cared enough about a guy that was eating out of a trash can to say, "Let me come alongside you. Let me walk this walk to our Savior together with you." And what happened is it changed his life. Thumper was the guy that said, "You know what? I've been forgiven." And I want to tell you, his number was written on a card in our church. And any drug addict, anytime, listen, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, he was on call. He was ready to be used by God because he was so thankful. I miss him every day. He was also my bass player, he was a rock and roller, and he was willing to tone it down a little bit and be my bass player there in church, and just a wonderful man of God. And when we came out I was in a music video about a changed life, a man who had a changed life, and they put it on disc. He was instrumental in getting it in prisons everywhere. He would hand out those videos. Those videos have been everywhere because of him, because he was so thankful. And I want to be thankful. I want to remember where he brought me from and where I could have been. I've never lived under a bridge. I've not been addicted to anything other than nicotine and caffeine. But I want to tell you, my Savior redeemed me. He redeemed me. And the last thing that happened with me and Thumper was we're on a platform. And he said, I want this Easter to be really special. Let's do something special. Let's do a special something. Let's do something special. Let's do a skit. Let's do something special. I want this Easter to be special. He spent that Easter with Jesus. He died suddenly. He had a massive heart attack and died in his front yard. His old body had been through a lot. But I'm going to tell you something, he had a very special Easter. He celebrated Resurrection Sunday with the one who was resurrected. And I'll never have another Easter that I don't think about Thumper and the wonderful servant, thankful man of God he was. I miss you, brother.